Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Professor Schwartz, you're a professor at the University of Minnesota.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful state, by the way. Wonderful state.
It's a wonderful state.
Some people in your beautiful state went to your state Medicaid department and said, we want some taxpayer money, some being state taxpayer money, some being federal taxpayer money, to feed the poor. And these entities that did that got the money, and then they stole it. But to help cover their tracks, well, before I go there, do you think those people should be prosecuted?
I think if there is reason to pursue prosecution, of course they should be prosecuted.
Okay. Do you think their ethnicity should matter?
The ethnicity of these people should not matter.
Okay.
Not a bit.
Now, some of these thieves also went to some restaurants and said, I need a fictitious invoice that you fed 100 people. You're not going to feed 100 people. You're just going to help me steal the money, and I'll kick back some of the money to you. Do you think those restaurant thieves should be prosecuted?
I think if they have committed crimes, they should be prosecuted.
Regardless of their ethnicity?
Regardless of their ethnicity.
Okay. You had some other people in Minnesota who had a different scam. They went to the Medicaid department and said, I need state taxpayer money and federal taxpayer money to provide services to autistic children. And they got the money. And then to maximize the fruits of their theft, they went to well, first, do you think those people who...
Same answer to the question.
Okay. Now, in order to generate more money they could steal, they went to some families and said, do you have children? And some of the families said, yeah, we have kids. And they said, the thieves said, are your children autistic? And they said, well, no. And the thieves said, well, would you agree to sign paperwork to say they're autistic if we kick back to you some of the money? Do you think those families should be prosecuted?
Same answer.
Okay. And you don't think their ethnicity should matter?
Not a bit.
Okay. All right, is it Hankerson?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hankerson. Did I understand you to say that you have studied immigrant communities throughout the United States in terms of fraud levels on social services?
Not specifically, no. I've done visa interviews in many countries, tens of thousands of them, and I've looked at reports about fraud levels.
I misunderstood you. I'm sorry about that. It's been a long day. Mr. Beyer, am I saying your name right?
It's Mr. Beer.
Mr. Beer. I like beer better.
Most people do.
Tell me that, I think I heard you say that some people, some folks who've come to our country and are trying to get status to stay, have applied to the Department of Health of DHS, and they've paid money, and DHS is doing nothing?
Oh, that's right. Yep, they're sitting on their applications, not processing them.
That's a pretty bold statement. How many people, I'm not saying you're wrong, I don't know. How many people we're talking about?
About half of the immigrant flow right now.
So
90 countries are affected by the State Department ban.
How many people is that?
Well, it's at least 300,000 abroad and probably twice that when you consider the people already in the U.S.
So you're saying that 300,000 folks have gone to DHS to seek some kind of permanent status or semi-permanent status to stay.
In a packed Senate chamber, What started as routine questioning quickly turned into a sharp-pointed exchange on fraud, prosecution, and immigration policy. One theme echoed again and again: if someone steals taxpayer money, should anything else matter? Let's break down what happened. Senator Kennedy begins calmly, almost conversationally. He asks Professor Schwartz from the University of Minnesota about a major fraud case involving Minnesota's Medicaid system. The allegation? Groups requested state and federal funds to feed the poor. They received the money, and then, according to the claims, they stole it.
Kennedy asks directly, should they be prosecuted?
The answer, if there's evidence of crimes, yes.
Then comes the sharper edge of the question.
Should their ethnicity matter?
The response is firm. The senator repeats this pattern through multiple examples: fake restaurant invoices, Medicaid scams involving services for autistic children, families allegedly signing false paperwork in exchange for kickbacks. Each time, the same answer: if crimes were committed, prosecute. Ethnicity should not matter. The tension rises not because of disagreement, but because of the repetition. The message is unmistakable. Justice must be blind. Then, the conversation pivots. Kennedy turns to another witness, Mr. Beer. And that's when things escalate. The claim? Hundreds of thousands of immigrants, at least 300,000 abroad and potentially double that in the United States, have paid fees to the Department of Homeland Security. And their applications are allegedly just sitting there, not processed, not adjudicated, just stalled. The agency at the center of this storm, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, commonly known as USCIS, the official named in the exchange, Joseph Edlow, identified as leading the agency. Kennedy presses, who's responsible? Who's their boss? Is the secretary aware?
Who at DHS is
putting
doing
him in the
this?
trash?
Who at DHS is doing this?
Oh, it's Joseph Edlow. He's
Who
in
is
charge of
Joseph
it.
Edlow?
He came up with this policy to just...
Who is he?
He's the head of USCIS. Joseph Edlow is the head of USCIS. He came up with this
He's
policy
the DHS?
where he is just...
Slow down a minute, man.
he's
You've
just-
had too much coffee. He's at DHS?
I'm just from New Jersey. So.
I understand. Great state, too. Who does he report to?
Secretary Noem, of course.
Okay. Does Secretary Noem know whether this?
I don't know what Secretary Noem knows, but she's aware of the general tenor of this administration.
What's his name?
Joseph Edlow.
Mr. Edlow. Who's his boss?
Secretary Noem.
Oh, okay. And you can document all this?
Oh, absolutely. They put out a memorandum saying we're not processing these people, and Secretary Rubio is involved as well when it comes to the State
Would you
Department.
send me that memo, please?
I will absolutely send that to you.
I went way over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe.
I appreciate that.
Senator
Thank you.
Kennedy, I'm informed that USCIS is slowing adjudication because of the huge backlog and the lack of vetting of these migrants during the Biden administration is the reason that we've been given.
Yeah, I don't know. I just heard Mr. Beer, and I'm not saying he's right or wrong. Those are pretty bold allegations that they're taking the money and they're not doing anything, and I just want to know if it's true or not.
Well, they're making sure that these people are vetted, so we don't end up with people like the National Guards woman here in Washington, D.C. that was killed by an African.
I don't have a problem with vetting. I just want to know whether what the witness is saying is true. No,
They're not adjudicating them. They're not
Senator
processing.
Klobuchar.
Thank you very much, Chairman, Ranking Member Padilla. I believe that people who break the law have to go to jail, and people who steal taxpayer money have to go to jail.
Hearing touched on 3 explosive themes. 1. Fraud and accountability. 2. Equal justice regardless of ethnicity. 3. Immigration backlogs and federal transparency. No shouting, no theatrics, just pointed questions and even more pointed implications. If taxpayer money is stolen, prosecute. If applications are stalled, explain why. And if allegations are made, document them. The bigger question now, will those memos surface? Will the backlog numbers be confirmed? And will accountability follow? This debate isn't going away. Immigration policy, fraud enforcement, and federal transparency are all colliding in real time. What do you think? Should prosecution always be blind to background? And is DHS doing enough or not enough? Drop your thoughts below. Stay informed, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.